Welcome to the channel. Today, we're diving into another fascinating piece of numismatic history, an ultra-rare Australian 50-cent coin that collectors are constantly searching for. If you love learning about hidden treasures, valuable old coins, and the secrets behind their rising market value, you're in the right place. Let's uncover what makes this coin so special and why it's becoming a must-have for serious collectors. First coin. The 1973 Australian 50-cent coin, without a mint mark, has evolved into one of the more intriguing pieces within modern Australian numismatics, especially for collectors who focus on circulation issue rarities. Even in a heavily worn or dirty state, this particular coin can capture attention due to its relative scarcity and the reputation it has gained over time. Many enthusiasts seek it out not only for its age, but also because coins from the early years of the decimal series are becoming increasingly difficult to find in high-grade condition. As the supply tightens and collector interest expands, the 1973 issue has built a solid demand that continues to rise across the global coin-collecting community. When the coin was first released in 1973, it formed an essential part of Australia's recently adopted decimal currency system, which had replaced the old pre-decimal pound structure just a few years earlier in 1966. This was a period of economic modernization and national innovation, and the 50-cent denomination quickly became one of the most widely used coins in everyday transactions. Minted at the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra, the 1973 release did not commemorate a specific event, but contributed to the ongoing effort to stabilize and distribute the new currency nationwide. Its place early in the decimal timeline gives it added interest for collectors who seek to build a chronological sequence of Australian coinage. The design of the 1973 50 cent features the Arnold Machin portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, a sculptural profile admired for its elegance and clarity. The reverse displays the Australian coat of arms, with the kangaroo and emu supporting the shield, a detailed and symbolic representation of the nation's identity. Struck in cupronickel and retaining the distinctive dodecagonal, or 12-sided, shape, the coin has long been appreciated for both its durability and its visual symmetry. Although the artistry becomes less visible when the coin is extremely dirty or heavily circulated, its crisp geometry and national symbolism still make it recognizable and distinctive, particularly when evaluated by experts. While not the rarest 50 cent ever produced, the 1973 issue does hold a meaningful level of scarcity because of its comparatively low mintage relative to other years. Many examples were lost, damaged, or melted over time, leaving fewer surviving pieces in high quality. The absence of a mint mark on circulation issues means that varieties are limited, but collectors still track minor differences in strike clarity and wear patterns. Condition plays a crucial role in determining value. Clean, well-preserved pieces can command strong premiums, while very dirty or worn examples are often collected more for completion than investment. Nonetheless, scarcity pushes demand, even in imperfect condition. Current market values for the 1973 no-mint mark 50-cent coin vary widely depending on state of preservation. Circulated pieces that show heavy wear often sell in the range of a few dollars to around AUD $1,000, depending on eye appeal and buyer interest. Coins in higher-end grades, however, can reach AUD $500 5,000, especially if they demonstrate strong detail and minimal surface marks. Certified uncirculated examples, particularly those graded MS-64 or above, can climb even further, occasionally achieving several $100s at auction due to collector competition. Prices tend to rise gradually over time as the decimal series gains maturity and more collectors enter the market. For those hoping to add an impressive example of the 1973 50 cent to their collection, careful inspection is essential. Collectors should look for sharp edges on the 12-sided rim, clear details in the coat of arms, and absence of deep scratches or corrosion. Because counterfeits are uncommon but not impossible, buying from established dealers or auction houses is recommended, especially when investing in higher-grade specimens. Certification from reputable grading services can greatly increase confidence, provide protection during resale, and generally stabilize the coin's long-term value. Proper storage, such as in inert plastic holders, helps preserve the metal and prevent further tarnish. Beyond its monetary value, this coin holds a special attraction for Australians and international collectors alike, because it represents an early chapter of the country's decimal currency journey. The combination of its distinct design, its age, and its gradually decreasing availability in the wild gives it a charm that resonates with enthusiasts of modern coinage. As interest in Australian numismatics expands, especially online, the 1973 50 cent has earned a well-deserved place among the sought-after circulation issues of its era. In conclusion, the 1973 Australian 50 cent coin without a mint mark stands as a meaningful and collectible piece of Australia's numismatic heritage. Its historical position, recognizable design, and steady demand help maintain its reputation as a desirable find, whether discovered in circulation or purchased through a reputable dealer. Even examples in poor or dirty condition reveal something about the coin's long journey through decades of Australian history. For both seasoned collectors and newcomers, the coin offers an appealing blend of history, artistry, and investment potential that continues to enhance its status within the world of decimal coin collecting. Next up, the 1978 Australian 50 cent coin, without a mint mark, has steadily gained recognition among collectors who focus on the formative decades of Australia's decimal currency. While it is not often the centerpiece of high-profile auctions, it has become an increasingly desirable issue thanks to rising collector interest in 1970s decimal coins, many of which are becoming harder to locate in clean or well-preserved form. Even heavily worn or dirty examples attract the attention of enthusiasts building complete year sets, and the consistent demand for this particular date has helped elevate its status within the modern numismatic market. When the coin entered circulation in 1978, Australia was still adjusting to the decimal system introduced in 1966, and the 50 cent piece remained one of the most widely used denominations in everyday commerce. Produced by the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra, the 1978 issue was part of routine coinage production rather than a commemorative release. But it nonetheless reflects a period of national economic stability and growth. Its role within the evolving decimal series gives it historical significance, especially for collectors tracing the development of Australia's modern currency during the late 20th century. The coin features the well-known Arnold Machen portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, capturing the refined and formal design style of the era. On the reverse, the Australian coat of arms fills the 12-sided surface, presenting the kangaroo, emu, and shield with a level of detail that remains impressive when seen on high-grade examples. Struck in durable cupronickel and shaped in its iconic dodecagonal form, the coin stands out visually among world circulation pieces. In pristine condition, its sharp edges, intricate coat of arms lines, and clean metal surface display its craftsmanship, though very dirty or worn pieces may obscure much of its original artistry. Although the 1978 50 cent was minted in substantial numbers, the surviving population of well-preserved coins is smaller than many expect, due to decades of circulation wear, loss, and metal degradation. This gradual reduction in high-grade examples contributes to its growing desirability among collectors. While the issue does not include a mint mark or widely recognized major varieties, some minor strike differences and quality inconsistencies have been noted by specialists. Condition remains the most important factor influencing rarity. Uncirculated coins are significantly harder to locate than circulated pieces, making them especially appealing for those seeking premium examples. Market value for the 1978 no-mint mark 50 cent varies considerably depending on condition. Circulated coins in heavily worn or dirty states generally trade for modest amounts, typically around AUD $800 1-200, depending on presentation and buyer interest. Better-than-average circulated coins may sell for AUD $200-300 3-500, while uncirculated pieces often command noticeably higher prices, ranging from AUD $4,500 to $5,000. Top-graded certified examples can reach well over AUD $6,500, particularly if they exhibit exceptional luster and clean surfaces. These higher valuations reflect the growing interest in early decimal issues and the increasing scarcity of untouched specimens. Collectors hopping to acquire a strong example of the 1978 issue should learn to recognize signs of strong strike quality, including crisp detail in the coat of arms shield and clear definition in the Queen's portrait. Buying from reputable sources is especially important when seeking higher-grade pieces, as certified coins provide both authenticity and long-term market confidence. Proper storage, such as in acid-free holders or coin capsules, helps protect the metal from further contamination or discoloration, especially for pieces that have already accumulated environmental dirt or residue over decades of circulation. The appeal of the 1978 50 cent extends beyond basic monetary value, as it represents an era of Australian history defined by modernization and consolidation of the national currency system. Its design, durability, and steady collector demand give it a distinctive place in decimal-era collecting. Many enthusiasts appreciate the coin not just as an object of trade, but as a cultural artifact that forms part of the everyday life of Australians who used it across nearly 5 decades. In summary, the 1978 Australian 50 cent coin without a mint mark holds a meaningful position within the decimal series and remains a desirable acquisition for collectors at all levels. Its historical significance, classic design, and rising value, particularly in uncirculated grades, reinforce its potential as both a collectible and an investment. Even in very dirty condition, it offers insight into Australia's monetary evolution and provides an engaging addition to any collection. As interest in early decimal coinage continues to grow, this coin's legacy and market presence are likely to strengthen further. Next up, the 1979 Australian 50 cent coin without a mint mark stands as an appealing piece within the broader decimal series, gaining growing interest among collectors who appreciate late 1970's currency issues. Although it may not initially appear rare, its desirability has increased as more enthusiasts develop full-year collections and search for crisp examples from this era. Even coins in very dirty or heavily circulated condition retain some degree of collector appeal, as the supply of untouched, high-grade specimens continues to shrink. This rising demand has pushed the 1979 issue into the spotlight, especially among collectors seeking long-term affordability paired with future value potential. Minted at the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra, the 1979 release entered circulation during a period marked by economic transition and shifting national identity. While not associated with a commemorative event, the coin reflects Australia's continued adoption and normalization of decimal currency, an important chapter in the nation's monetary development. The 50-cent denomination remained a cornerstone of daily commerce, making the 1979 issue a trusted and indispensable part of Australian financial life. Its role in this broader historical context gives it value beyond mere metal content or mintage statistics. The design of the coin continues the traditional format introduced earlier in the decade, featuring the Arnold Machin portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse. This profile is known for its regal elegance and sharp relief, especially on well-struck versions. The reverse side showcases the Australian coat of arms, an intricate layout displaying national symbols including the kangaroo, emu, and shield. Produced in cupronickel and shaped in the distinctive 12-sided silhouette, the coin is a blend of durability and recognizable national design. While dirt and wear can obscure its finer artistic details, untouched pieces reveal the craftsmanship and visual depth that define Australia's decimal coinage. The rarity of the 1979 issue does not lie in low mintage numbers, but in the challenge of finding high-grade survivors. Millions were produced, yet decades of circulation mean that most examples show heavy wear, scratches, or grime buildup. Additionally, many coins were lost, damaged, or removed from circulation over time, reducing the pool available to collectors. There are no major varieties or mint-mark distinctions for this year's circulating strikes, but minor differences in strike sharpness can be observed. Condition plays an enormous role in determining value, with uncirculated pieces becoming scarce enough to command significant premiums. Market value for the 1979 50-cent coin varies based on grade, eye appeal, and level of preservation. Very dirty, worn, or heavily circulated coins generally sell for AUD 2,000.3,000, largely depending on buyer interest. Coins that retain more detail and display moderate circulation where may reach AUD 5,000.6,200. Uncirculated examples, however, are increasingly desirable and often sell for anywhere from AUD $7,500 to $9,000. Professionally graded pieces that achieve high mint state scores, typically MS64 or above, can exceed AUD $9,200, especially when bright luster and sharp detail are present. As collector enthusiasm for the decimal series grows, steady price appreciation is expected. Collectors seeking the best possible example of the 1979 50 cent should pay close attention to the condition of the 12-sided edges, the clarity of the Queen's portrait, and the sharpness of the coat of arms, features that often show early signs of wear. Purchasing from reputable numismatic dealers or attending verified auctions can help ensure authenticity and quality. Certification from grading authorities such as PCGS or NGC is recommended for high-value coins, as encapsulated pieces are easier to preserve, authenticate, and resell. Storing coins in sealed holders or non-PVC albums also protects them from further contamination or metal degradation. Part of the coin's enduring appeal lies in its connection to the late 1970s period of Australian history, a time of cultural transformation and continued growth in the modern monetary system. For collectors, the coin represents not just a piece of metal but a surviving artifact of daily life, holding decades of circulation history. Its recognizable shape, national symbolism, and gradual decrease in premium-grade availability contribute to its charm and importance in the world of Australian numismatics. In conclusion, the 1979 Australian 50-cent coin without a mint mark occupies a meaningful place in modern collecting, offering a blend of historical significance, visual appeal, and long-term investment potential. Whether found in a very dirty state or preserved in exceptional condition, it holds interest for both novice collectors and advanced specialists seeking to complete full decimal series sets. As high-grade examples become increasingly scarce and demand grows, the coin's value and relevance are likely to strengthen, making it a worthwhile and engaging addition to any serious collection. Next up, the 1980 Australian 50-cent coin, without a mint mark, has steadily grown in recognition among decimal collectors, particularly those interested in transitional-era currency, from the late 1970s to early 1980s. While the date itself is not considered one of the rarest in terms of production, it has become increasingly sought after due to the declining number of high-quality survivors. Collectors appreciate it as a key piece from a period when Australian coinage was undergoing stylistic consistency and mintage balance. Even heavily circulated or dirty examples retain baseline value due to the coin's age and its role in completing long-term collections. The coin was minted at the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra during a time marked by evolving economic conditions, technological shifts, and a growing emphasis on national identity within Australian design. Though the 1980 issue does not commemorate a specific event, it reflects a period of steady, functional coin production that supported the nation's rapidly expanding commercial environment. The 50-cent piece played a central role in retail transactions and remained one of the most commonly handled denominations. Its presence in the Australian monetary landscape during this era reinforces its historical relevance. The design of the 1980 50 cent follows the established aesthetic of the decimal series, with the Arnold Machin portrait of Queen Elizabeth II presented on the obverse. This sculpted profile maintained a dignified yet accessible look that resonated with the public for many years. The reverse features the Australian coat of arms, a complex arrangement of national symbols that includes the kangaroo, emu, and shield, each element representing unity and heritage. Produced in durable cupro-nickel and struck in the distinctive 12-sided shape, the coin stands out for its balance of practicality and artistic character. When found in pristine condition, the crisp edges and fine details make it a visually striking piece. In terms of rarity, the 1980 issue does not owe its desirability to extremely low mintage numbers, but rather to the scarcity of well-preserved, sharply struck examples. Many coins spent decades in circulation, accumulating scratches, discoloration, and surface grime, making clean, high-grade pieces increasingly difficult to source. While there are no major documented varieties or mint mark differences, collectors sometimes identify slight variations in strike sharpness or wear patterns. As with most modern currency, condition is the primary driver of value, with uncirculated pieces significantly more desirable than worn or dirty ones. Market value for the 1980 Australian 50-cent coin varies according to preservation level, collector interest, and overall demand for decimal-era pieces. Well-worn or dirty examples typically trade in the range of AUD 1, $500 3,000, depending on appearance. Moderately circulated coins with clearer details may command AUD 5, $5, 900. The real premium is attached to uncirculated or near-uncirculated examples, which can range between AUD $6,000 and $6,500 depending on luster and strike quality. Top-tier graded pieces, particularly those achieving MS64 or higher from PCGS or NGC, can exceed AUD $11,000 due to their scarcity and appeal to specialized collectors. For collectors seeking a standout example of the 1980 50-cent coin, examining the sharpness of the coat of arms, the definition of the Queen's portrait, and the condition of the 12-sided rim is essential. Acquiring coins from reputable numismatic dealers or organized auctions can significantly reduce the risk of receiving substandard pieces. Certification is recommended for high-value acquisitions, as graded coins offer greater long-term security and help preserve market confidence. Proper storage in airtight holders or non-PVC materials safeguards the coin from environmental damage and helps maintain its value over time. The long-standing popularity of the 50-cent denomination ensures that this coin carries both historical depth and personal nostalgia for many Australians. Its design, durability, and connection to everyday life during the early 1980s add emotional and cultural value to its numismatic significance. Collectors appreciate the coin not just as currency, but as a tangible reminder of a formative stage in Australia's modern monetary history. In conclusion, the 1980 Australian 50-cent coin without a mint mark stands as a meaningful and increasingly attractive collectible within the decimal series. Its historical background, strong design elements, and rising demand, combined with the growing scarcity of high-grade examples, make it an excellent addition to collections focused on modern Australian currency. Even in heavily worn or dirty condition, the coin retains intrinsic interest, while premium-grade pieces continue to show long-term appreciation potential. For both seasoned collectors and newcomers, it offers a reliable and engaging pathway into the world of Australian numismatics.